On this video, I spent far too long building this for my renesis Bridgeport engine. Far too long. This has got one of those, looks good from my house, kind of paint jobs on it. That looks like shit. So this is what I'm working with. I've got a throttle body which I've collected from somewhere. It's going to be operated by cable, so that's going to need a bit of work to make work. Got just a bit of 90mm aluminium tubes that will make my barrel chamber. I will make those into end caps, and I've got a manifold. So as I was saying on the previous video, I want to lose this, and I'd love to lose the SSV valve, but I've got a feeling I might just have to turn it so it's open and just lock it in there somehow. I just noticed on this one, I do want to try and keep these bolt holes here, just so that fuel rail can stay. So it's going to be an interesting one. Somehow I've got to notch that out to take this while losing that, while still keeping these bolts clear. But this, I'm not using this manifold. That's the one that came off the car. I have a spare one here. So worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, I'll just go back to that. No dramas at all. All right, get into it. So I'm only about 10 minutes into this and I've already had a change of mind. This is absolute toast, by the way. Look at all the shit that came out. That one's all clean, that's all good. So my thought now, just looking at this, I don't even want to muck around with this SSV valve at all. So what I'm thinking is actually cutting it and putting the barrel down at that height through there. Problem being is that my fuel rail is right here. So to have a throttle body come out this way, wow, it's going to be a nightmare. So my new thought is to front face it, put the throttle body right here, and then I'll be able to run the pipe from the intercooler up this side of the car into there. The only problem is I want the exhaust. Originally I had it in mind for the exhaust to go this way, but now I'm thinking to send it that way. Yeah. In one way it's better, and the other it's worse. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think on this one. So I had to think about it for the last 5 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna go front facing throttle like this. What sold it for me was top of the engine will now all be exposed. You won't have all that rubbish shit on top of it. Injectors will be easier to get to, wiring will be easier to do. Yeah, that's the deciding factor for me. I reckon this is gonna hurt me later on down the line, but I'll sort it out then, I guess. Man, that saber saw cut's really good. If you ever wanted to see inside of a factory intake manifold, there you go. So what I've got to do now is, you can see my white mark here. I pretty much need to grind all of that out to get it to seat well. That's going to take a little while. Well, not for you, for me. Shit. Well, after about an hour of grinding, this place is a flipping mess. This dust is just so shit. It just gets everywhere. But anyway, she's all cut and sanded out how I wanted it. Where's that piece there? So that's just going to sit on there like that. And then got plenty of meat to weld. So it should be good, I hope. Anyway, I'll clean this up, clean that bench up, and then progress. So I did clean all my bench, but started drilling some holes and there's just swarf everywhere again. But what I've got here is, I'm just going to start cleaning these out. Obviously those long ones there are there, and then down there you got the other ones. So I'm just going to clearance all this out. This line here is the outline of the whole thing. Clear this out, water cap on there, make sure everything's all good, and blaze it to that. So after about 2 hours of filing and sanding and drilling, I think we're good to go. I think this is just about ready to weld on. So all those holes line up in there. Yeah, I reckon it's on. So I'll go ahead and tack this down. I do need to put an end cap on here, because that's the firewall side and the throttle body will be over here. And then I've just got to try and get this vacuum line in there somewhere. That'll be for the brake booster. Yeah, all right, cool. Almost got all the welding done. It's just one real prick of a bit down there I've got to try and get. That's going to be a dog. Oh, well, it's been a couple hours. I finally cut a hole in here for the throttle body, so I'm just going to tack that in. And I'll pull this off, and then I'll put it onto the end of here. I've just stitch welded a cap onto the end of that one. That's all fully welded now, and this place is an absolute bomb site. So I'll tack this on, clean this up, fully weld this, and then yeah, get it in the parts washer. Well, there you are. She's all welded up. It is flipping hot right now. So I'll let it cool down, and then I'm going to just give it a quick clean up with an orbital sander, and it's into the parts washer. Then I'm going to spray it black. So she's cooled off now. It's had just a quick orbital sand. It doesn't need much. It's going to get caked in paint anyway. I'm not grinding down these welds, just leave them. That's all good. One thing I forgot to do was to make tabs for this fuel rail. So I'll quickly pull this out of this now and put it onto here and see where it's going to line up and see if it's going to work. And I might just quickly make some tabs, and then just so they can bolt through there. All right. This is what I'm going to be working with. The injectors are down there seated, and these factory brackets are just a little bit off the top of the plenum, but that's fine. I'll just quickly make a bracket out of this, and I'll just use rib nuts through that, I guess, later on down the line, and just go that way. Easiest way to do it. Right, that's what I'm rolling with. I'm just going to drill these holes and probably just tap them. It's just a little bit of flat there, but that holds everything in there nice. good and proper. So yeah, I'll drill these holes and then in the part washer it goes. It can sit there overnight, and then tomorrow I'll paint it up, and then we'll call it done. Well, it's the next day, so first thing I'm going to do here is just drill these out and use a riv nut for these, and just use these, I think these are panel bolts, whatever, they'll work. And then I'll slap some paint on it. I have gone ahead and cleaned the throttle body as well. So yeah, almost there. So this is it. The injectors are all sitting down there nicely. That's solid as, that ain't going nowhere. Whether or not this works or not is a different question, but it seems to look all right. Also, it's gonna just open this whole top of this engine right up, and we've run in a cable throttle body. I have to obviously change my accelerator pedal, but then I don't have to worry about a shit ton of wiring coming across here. So with a good tune and a good ECU and good wiring to this should work. The thing that worries me the most is the runners are a lot shorter now, but oh. So I've just also been looking at, that's where the engine bracket sits there, so the turbo manifold is going to come through there, so this should have plenty of clearance that will flow through here and then come up out of the waste, and the turbo will sit over here, and this pipe here will just run straight off on an angle. I'll keep it far away from the exhaust manifold. So yeah, pretty happy with it. It's a bit different, I guess. Whether or not it works, as I said, is a different question, but if it doesn't, I'll just go back to what I had. No dramas at all. All right, thanks for watching. Should have paid a bit more attention in cleaning that out.